Live television has a unique power. It captures real moments as they happen, unscripted, unfiltered, and deeply human. On a recent episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, viewers felt that power in a quiet but meaningful way. There were no dramatic announcements, no shocking headlines, and no urgent breaking news banners. Instead, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos delivered something far more rare in today's fast-moving media world. A gentle, thoughtful message that resonated deeply with millions watching at home. From the very first moments of the broadcast, the tone felt different, softer, more personal. As the studio lights came up and the familiar morning energy settled in, Kelly and Mark shared words that weren't meant to alarm, but to comfort. And in doing so, they reminded audiences why they remain one of television's most trusted and beloved couples.
Kelly Ripa has always had a gift for connecting with viewers. Whether she's laughing at a spontaneous moment or sharing a heartfelt story, her authenticity has long been the heartbeat of the show. Mark Consuelos, now seated beside her as co-host and partner, brings a grounding presence that balances warmth with sincerity. During this episode, there was a noticeable shift in rhythm. The conversation slowed, smiles were softer, pauses lingered just a moment longer than usual. It wasn't dramatic, but it was intentional. Rather than launching into entertainment headlines or light banter, Kelly addressed the audience directly. Her words were measured, her voice calm. Mark listened attentively, nodding, offering quiet affirmations and adding thoughtful remarks when the moment called for it. For viewers, it felt less like a broadcast and more like a conversation shared over a kitchen table. In a world often driven by urgency and noise, gentleness can feel revolutionary. Kelly and Mark didn't tell viewers what to think. They didn't push an agenda or tease controversy. Instead, they spoke about perspective, about slowing down, appreciating the present, and being kind to one another. The message wasn't tied to a single event. It wasn't about one headline or one person. That's what made it so powerful. It was universal. They acknowledged that life moves fast, that days blur together, that many people wake up every morning carrying quiet worries that don't make the news but still matter deeply. And they reminded viewers that it's okay to pause, to breathe, to take a moment of calm wherever it can be found.
Almost immediately, social media reflected what was happening in living rooms across the country. Viewers described the segment as comforting, needed, and perfect for the moment. What made the message resonate wasn't just what was said, it was how it was said. Kelly didn't rush her words. Mark didn't interrupt. There was mutual respect, not just between hosts, but toward the audience. That respect is something longtime fans have come to recognize as a hallmark of the show. People weren't reacting because something shocking happened. They were reacting because something human happened.
Kelly and Mark's on-screen chemistry is rooted in something deeper than performance. As a real-life couple, they bring an understanding to the table that can't be scripted. When Kelly speaks, Mark doesn't just hear, he listens. When Mark adds his thoughts, Kelly gives him space. During this gentle message, that partnership was on full display. There were moments when Kelly led the conversation, and moments when Mark gently stepped in to reinforce the sentiment. The exchange felt balanced, thoughtful, and sincere, offering viewers a model of calm communication that feels increasingly rare on television. Timing matters, and this message arrived at a moment when many people are feeling overwhelmed by news cycles, responsibilities, and constant digital noise. Without referencing specific events, Kelly and Mark acknowledged that many viewers are navigating uncertainty in their own lives. That acknowledgement alone can be powerful. It tells people they are seen, even if their struggles aren't visible. Rather than offering solutions, they offered reassurance. Rather than advice, they offered understanding. And sometimes, that's exactly what people need.
Live has been on the air for decades, evolving through different hosts, formats, and generations. What keeps it relevant isn't flashy reinvention, it's emotional awareness. This gentle message reflects a show that understands its audience has grown, changed, and weathered many seasons of life. Viewers tuning in today aren't just looking for laughs, they're looking for connection. Kelly and Mark delivered that connection with grace. There's a misconception that television must always be loud to be effective, that emotion must come through intensity. This segment proved the opposite. Calm can be compelling. Softness can hold attention. Stillness can speak volumes. By choosing gentleness, Kelly and Mark created a moment that lingered long after the show ended. Viewers didn't just watch, they felt.
Trust is built over time. And moments like this are why Kelly Ripa has remained a constant in morning television for so many years. She doesn't perform emotions, she shares them. Mark Consuelos complements that approach by offering steadiness and perspective. Together, they create an environment where viewers feel safe to simply be present. That trust is why a gentle message can travel so far. When it comes from voices people believe in, it lands differently. Sometimes the most meaningful messages are the ones that don't announce themselves. This wasn't framed as a special segment or teased as a major moment. It simply happened. And that's why it worked. Kelly and Mark reminded viewers that kindness doesn't need a headline. Calm doesn't need justification. And gentle words, spoken sincerely, can reach millions with ever raising their voice. As the cameras slowly panned away and the studio lights softened, the gentle words shared by Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos lingered far beyond the walls of the set. It wasn't a moment marked by drama or sensational headlines, but one that touched viewers in a profoundly human way. In that brief segment, they reminded us of something too often forgotten in our fast-paced, constantly connected world: the power of calm, authentic connection. Millions watching at home didn't just see television hosts, they saw a couple who embodies patience, understanding, and care. Kelly's warm, steady voice and Mark's quiet, thoughtful responses created a space where viewers felt acknowledged, safe, and understood. For a few minutes, worries faded into the background. The noise of endless news cycles, social media alerts, and daily stressors was replaced by a sense of presence, a gentle pause to simply breathe and reflect. It's moments like these that reveal the true value of television done right. Kelly and Mark didn't need grand gestures or shocking revelations. Their message was simple, yet profound. Take a moment, be kind to yourself and others, and remember that even small acts of understanding can have a ripple effect far beyond what we see. In an age where urgency often overshadows empathy, their calm presence is a quiet revolution. And perhaps that is why this segment resonated so deeply. Viewers felt seen, not for what they achieve, not for the headlines that define their lives, but for the simple truth that everyone carries struggles, joys, and hopes. By sharing this gentle message, Kelly and Mark reminded us that authenticity and compassion are not just words. They are ways of living, ways of connecting with those around us. As the day went on, social media and conversations echoed the same sentiment. People were grateful for a moment of calm, a reminder that life doesn't always have to feel rushed or overwhelming. Kelly and Mark showed that television can be more than entertainment. It can be a source of comfort, a reminder of humanity, and a gentle guide through life's complexities. In the end, this quiet, heartfelt exchange wasn't just a segment on live TV. It was a subtle yet powerful message that resonates far beyond the screen. And for viewers across the country, it became a reminder of something timeless. In the midst of life's chaos, there is always space for kindness, for calm, and for connection.